Good evening, folks. It's 2209 on the ninth month, 4th day, 2025. Thank you for the coha. Here's the show kind of a thing. And what we're looking at here is one of the bad moments of the storming of the west coast of the South Island of New Zealand. So really some wicked, wicked weather with some wicked, wicked winds. As the geoengineers have their wicked way with Mother Earth's natural systems. Right, as you see here, the wintry mix, because to me, the solstices decide the seasons, right? And well, here in the northern hemisphere, we're about to come into the end of summer and into the autumnal equinox, which is a very definable line on the map. It's going to occur here about the 22nd of September. And that's when the first day of spring will also be for down under. That's when the Capricorn coast will come into play when you learn about equinoxes. So I use equinoxes for seasons. So I'm not surprised at all to see these winter storms. So for these next few weeks. So batten down the hatches. Here comes your forecast. So I'm going to start with over here. You got some wicked cabin stuff over here today. What they call masses of dust out here is clearly showing me to be chem. I got an interesting graphic to show you about that, actually. Here's an hour's worth of motion of this, what they call dust. This shows me masses of chem, and that I can keep an eye on, so I could see the convections and stuff as well, which I did have loaded earlier, so I could see some of the stuff that I want to look at. This was a nice one when I looked at the sandwich. It shows me some of the storms out at sea, like here, and where they're headed. And so I can keep an eye on the Adelaide area here. A lot of cam's been deployed, but I'm gonna turn that one off. I was just using it for my determinants, because determinants are important high. And so let's get back to showing you what's about to occur. So the first people to get the notice here today is Perth. Okay, as this big line of storms comes in land today, you're going to be wanting to have your hatches battened down. So you still got a couple more hours for that hits, about 6 hours. You'll be right in the thick of it. It's going to go right over the city center. The winds are going to be rather strong when this comes over here. The gusts, at least, are going to be mentionable. I'll show you. In the accumulated wind is usually the best way to see that. It's very, very gusty, in the 60s. In some areas closer to the coast, you're going to be seeing gusts in the 70s and 80s kilometer an hour over during this event. And so watch yourself in the high-sided vehicles. I know you love to tour the coastlines. If you're heading out there to the Cockleditty Roadhouse, personally a place I'd love to visit myself. You be careful on the high-sided vehicles along the coastal roads, okay? I don't want to hear about nobody getting hurt. That's right. This is how we roll. So let's show you some of this and some of the accumulations to be expected. It's just now showing up on radar. I'm expecting this to steam in pretty much on a southerly coast path like this. If I show you this chem here, I'm going to stop it on this last image here. Give you squiggles. Mr. Squiggles is our friend. Mr. Squiggles has no end. I'm trying to see if I'm live and the sound is working. It's looking good. Right, so let's pull this up and make you a little weather map here. I don't want to use red. It just seems so formal. Hey, well, there's a nice, pleasant color. Right, we got a slide line. I've seen beams coming down coast here. It's pretty much got this held. And this line here is pretty much going to go that way. And this in here is coming in. So this is most of your totals today is coming from that line there. Part of this here, if I put this in motion on this here, you'll see. Is just wedging up. You see there's a line here that comes across the top. If I put it on faster, you see this waveform coming through here? It's shaving some of the moisture off the top of these storms to bring in towards Perth. If I get the city lines on, you'll see Perth is up here. And so that EMF's holding a lot of these totals out towards this penis insula sticky out bit down here. And they're going to cop it a bit, but it held it off a good bit from you guys there. A heck of a waveform here coming across the bite. You see it here? Going that way. And then this one coming down here from a radar over here, Esperance, has pinned all that flow here. You'll also see one pin in here. So if I pull this back, I'll map that out for you of what all these waveforms have done. And it's very interesting. You know, I could change color pens for everything I do, but I'm not gonna. All right, this came from the north. All right, this one's coming from that way. This is coming from that way. Well, this has got 3 pulses. Boom, boom, boom. To slow down this mess of stuff coming in. The only corridor it has is here. See these here? It walks in there. It has to. Now, if I take some of these lines off now, you also have, and you've seen this plain as day, a line's coming down here, right? At to pin this mess. See them here? So that's shut. It forced the flow here. You see a shaved line here? Again, the radar is causing flow to only be able to go in this one gap here. This is the only gap given for the air to come in. And it meets this here, it's going to collect some of it, but it can't go very far. There's a line here. It's going to have a very difficult time getting past. And you can see the setup for it right here. And the way the EMF is reacted right here. See how that cloud just stops? This one's pinned it. So the flow is set. The geoengineers have well mapped out the flow. And it took a lot of chemicals to do this. You know, the dust particle it takes to make a water droplet. See this here? Here's that something exploded. Or is it a poppy seed bagel? These are chemtrails streaming off. So the microwaves have something to cause if you heat this up, it has a viscosity to it from the heat, or an outflow line. So that can come. I'm trying to get the pen to work. It's not being happy. Fine, we'll go red. Right, so you have the main beam line here, right? And you got this stuff in here causing a little bit of a solidity or viscosity. So this stuff here coming in, it's not free to go to that. And if I make lines like this as well, went away, coming that way, it's got a line of resistance that's going to cause it to want to turn. You see what I mean? Like brakes hitting different gravel even on one of those things in a ramp for the runaway truck. And I got to say, they're running over our whole earth with this program. I'm right here. You can see some EMF as well. If I run this wedge shape here, where you got a waveform that's coming from that way, meeting one coming this way. And I got to say, that causes a lot of stress on the mantle and leads to quakes. Look at all these here. Bzzz, getting fried, Strayer style, and I'm telling you what, the country is the Barbie. Don't act like a bunch of shrimp. Ooh, he went there. Look at all the chem coming in out here. Absolutely horrendous. To be the waveform here. See if we can get it to one at a time. Yeah, see that straight line here? It goes all the way out to sea. All the way out to about here. Very good with the EMF, you know. We pay for the toys for them to play with. And they have the news that say there's no such thing as a weather machine. Well, really is, what's that radar doing? If it's offline, and yet we pick up the perturbations of its the molecular disturbance caused by the radar ray itself, then then you're lying to people. You're not teaching good science to kids that could advance so much good tech for the rest of the world in a healthy way. If we could just teach them that 1 + 1 doesn't always add up to 2 when you look at things in a quantum way. But 1 + 1 is 2, and 2 + 2 is 4. And well, that's that. These are EMF clouds here, but they will be bombs that nucleate to make them. Like I stop it right here. We look at this one spot, and we go frame by frame. Boom, boom, boom. I went to plumes. A lot of geoengineering. You got a waveform coming down from the north, from here to here, with a gap in the middle, so that tells a frequency. It is affecting the weather. That's a big beam. That should show up on Mimic, actually. I hadn't had a chance to load that yet. So humor me a bit while we have a look. See what we can see. If anybody's sensitive to flashing images, don't look for a minute while this loads. Nobody sees. All right. Oh, there it is. Sure as day. Yeah, there's the beam. Look at the square here. Here, I'm determining where's its deployment from. I'm gonna do is I want to run this on slow. Well, let's look together. There's something here right about where I'm pointing. I'll show you why I say that. If that was like a baseball diamond, that's home plate, right? Or is it a piece of the pie, a radiant? And a straight line coming across, a straight line going up. Yeah, we got a ship. We got a ship right there. Pretty cut and dry right here. So there's your waveform coming. Shows right there. That ain't an island. Let's just do the lines, shall we? That's a big one. We went like this, right? The baseball diamond. So it's pretty much saying the radiant is here. So far, we're looking like this ship is there. There. Remember, it was a gap in it. I know we had one come down here. Oh, excuse me. Oh, did we lose our picture, man? Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna do this again. Give me a minute. Oh, the homework of it all. Alright, so we have this. We have this all the way across. And I know we had this the other day here. And one that came up here. One not like that. That was a quake spot. Beam down here again. And we had one through here, and that was a quake spot. I'm mapping the beams. This is an X-red. And that's an X-red. That's an X-red. Oh, you don't have to believe me. I don't care. This is for me. I don't care anymore. Yeah, the ship is right here. There's no doubt about it. You've got a ship operating out there. There's nowhere for that to go. This has to come across and come straight over to New Zealand. So when it comes up here, it has to come out right about there. So when it comes out there, it has to do this. Now, because I've got this offshore right here, and this is gone here like that. When this comes out, it has to spin this direction. So it'll spin clockwise like that. This forms a low right here. And that's what's going to fuck you guys in a couple of days. That has to happen. That's just how that's going to work. That's how it's going to go. EMF has spoken. The beams have spoken. Yep. And you could see the haze that these beams leave. Right? That's how I picked up on that one, was just seeing how the sky is reacting. to their glitch. Yeah, this is a bad setup. So I think the seismicity is going to continue. Yeah, west a bit. Really bad cam. So let's just roll this area and just see the beauty of it all. This is the line that's coming over you now. Yeah, you have Margaret River and all that. It's batting down the hatches. Jar of Wood and Nana. That's a cool name. That's a really heavy cell. Bustletown just come over the top of you. Capel, you got another one coming. How you pronounce that over there? A man chin up over there. You do some chin ups. You're gonna get a good batch. Imagine you're gonna pick up a couple centimeters during this event. That's quite a tendril. You're gonna take every bit of an hour of this. Maybe a centimeter and a half will come over you. That's a fair amount. If it's 2 hours long, it's 2 centimeters. So let's have a look and see what they're expecting. That's a big wallop. Okay, so this whole corner down here is in the thick of it. Gonna pick up, they say during this event, that looks like about 4 centimeters over the next 36 hours or so. And not as much for you guys down here. You get the second event. You guys start here. Okay, so let's go move on now. New Zealand, start paying attention. I'm gonna bring you into the frame now. The fairest way to show this. 2 events. Okay, the first one comes and wets things off pretty good. But by the time we get into Thursday and Wednesday night, you guys are in the absolute shit. Right here we're into Saturday morning. All right, the North Island's feeling it, but that ain't nothing to bear what's coming. There's that low starting to form there off the coast of Sydney. It has to. So we'll put on a pressure map here. Turn off the particle animation. They're saying it's coming off as a high. So that means it's going to rotate counterclockwise and pull cold air in. So that's interesting. I thought it would spin low. Pressure release. I'm looking forward to see how that's going to happen. Another high pressure storm. High pressure used to be like no clouds kind of day when I was growing up. But when they're telling you September 1st is this day the seasons change rather than the solstice itself, oh boy. The assholestices are out there, that's for sure. Right, here's Tuesday. This is about lunchtime. New Zealand, and this is about just before lunch, East Coast eyes. So I'm gonna bring you on the zoom a bit. Yeah, this is the wickedness. This is when the winds are gonna start really roaring, New Zealand. If you ain't made your crushing by Monday, across from Wellington and that on the boat, you ain't gonna. You won't want to risk it. Then it's gonna clobber. Whammoo. How it's going to curveball in towards the south, I'm going to be very interested to see the geo move. It's really going to take a beam from Christchurch across the whole country and Westlands aiming south. And so I'll be interested to see the geoengineer move it takes to do that. And it's coming through fairly quick within about 3 days. And boy, you going to pick up some totals. I do hate to have to be the prognosticator of that, but when it comes to the prognostications, I don't fail you guys. During that event, and I'll take you just to that event itself from the Tuesday. This is deadly totals, right? Some of the other totals that are not being totally honest with you are showing you about 500 mils and where I'm pointing at right now. Worst case scenario stuff, right? If I take this event into account here, and we add it all together, this is really a bad situation about to unfold for these passes over here, Rivendell and all that over there. Yeah, there was a Rivendell place there. I actually visited. It was cool. You know what it looked like? It looked like Rivendell. No shit. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a voice going because of all that came here today. And not all of this is going to be snow. It's that wintry mix. And my big concern is I don't know what kind of snow is packed in up there in some of these higher elevations. How thick is the snowpack? And if this starts to melt any of that, it's going to exacerbate the flooding situation to a deadly point. So please be aware of those type things. Temperatures are going to be freezing up around these areas. Right? Snow to be expected, sleet. But all this ain't falling as snow. Did you see that coming in through Saturday? The -7 and -8 overnight temperatures there. It's just cold, right? Winter temperatures to be expected until after the solstice. You ain't adding like a Groundhog Day effect. Did it see its shadow this year? The winds is really it's a big deal in this storm, as far as I'm concerned. This is the type of winds you go, oh fuck, yeah, 129 km/h shit. To be expected in your gusts. That's the stuff that blows the house down. That's the big bad wolf. It's the wicked glitch riding again all over your asses with global warming excuses and climate chaos, but really changing the day of when spring occurs and having a winter storm and saying climate chaos is laughable to me. But you know, when you got a whole generation of people questioning whether a penis makes you a man or not, I can expect stupidity to reign and reproduce even. Hopefully listen sometimes. Yeah, stupidity I don't like to breed. Did you see those winds out to sea? Like some of these gusts, they're the kind that snap masts. All right, but I must say, if you're into surfing, yeah, it's common. You got some really swells coming. Yeah, and I'll show you the fun too, because that's what I do. I should have had this loaded ahead of time, but it took me a while to get the premium loaded properly. Everything you gotta prove who the hell you are these days. It's really a lot of fuckery involved. Ooh, okay, this is the day. Come on, let's get up the coast here. You don't need a wetsuit though. There you go. Hey, Newcastle, Port Mac. There you go. How about that? You want some fun? Yeah, there you go. That's Thursday morning. Sydney is the day before. Hey, down here about, I think it was the 9th. Let me find it for you. I saw it earlier. I should have took pictures of it. There's going to be some sets coming in that have some big rollers in it. So, yeah, you can expect the pipeline to be just dangerous enough to kill some tourists and idiots. So, I'm looking forward to seeing the films. So, we'll tell you more about that as we get closer to the date. All I know is I'm giving you a big heads up. It gives you plenty of days to get ready. South Island, New Zealand, North Island, New Zealand, as the fuckery continues. And you got some storms going on there with. You see the radar rays here pointing at a radar site? There's a slam bust. There's right now. It didn't take long. Here, look. I'll show you. Yeah, look at this. This is a bust. What? It didn't pick a color there? What's going on? What's going on there? Oh, opacity. Opaque that motherfucker. Let me go Tourette's on your race. I'm just mapping out this radar. It's like it's going to point at something. And the locals here will be able to tell me if there's a next red radar over where I'm starting to head. Looks like we're pointing right at it. Just trying to follow, roughly these lines. If there is a radar right here. This is a radar. There's a radar over here. Right in that area. I'll go off with that arrow. There's a radar here. That's a radar. That's a bust. That's a radar for you. Told you they're going to have to make a certain move with a radar, and there it is doing it. Oh, boy. Global warming is such a lie. Boy, do they want funding from you. They're going to have taxes with taxes on it. You didn't pay your taxes fast enough. You have a fast tax and a tax and a tax your ass tax and a tax your back tax. Well, Al Gore has a dream, honey, to administer trillions of dollars in funding so they can make more boom boom plumes and make you breathe more things and have excuses like thunderstorm asthma. When it's really the fallout from this shit that you're breathing that's causing so much harm. Fuck, this is bad. Well, it's coming, folks. I gave you a bit of a heads up. I'm tired. I am tired of having to tell you about this every day. Tired of saying, hey, look at these accumulations. Yeah, this is devastating to have to point it out to you. Hi, winter's still here. They're lying about the dates. It's going to be car weather for Takarkar. Places like Arthur Pass are going to be impassable. And they're showing close to a half a meter of water coming your way, and that is all. Big love, stay safe. I'll keep you posted. Thank you for the koha so that we could have a show. Peace.